Hello YouTube. I just wanted to give you a quick thank you before we get into the video. I appreciate you liking the videos, subscribing. I just do this for fun. I just enjoy working on the old clocks. Number two is don't be afraid to work on an old clock. If you're going through an antique store or an estate sale and you find one that's not working, don't be afraid to give it a whirl. I ran into a lady yesterday. We're scheduling an estate sale, and she's like, "Oh, I found one. I couldn't get it working. I called a guy. He said, 'Hey, take a Q-tip with some WD-40 on the gears.'" And she's like, "Sure enough, it still works. It's been 5 years. It's hanging in my house." And she talked about this clock for like 30 minutes. She didn't know what brand it was. She just liked the way it looked, whatever. So don't be afraid to try to work on your own clocks. Also, if you're looking for a really good resource, I'll give you a resource that I learned a lot from, and that's Scotty's Clock World on YouTube. I don't know Scotty. I'm just telling you where I learned the resources. He does a complete beginner's tutorial about how to take movements apart, how to label the wheels so you can make sure things go back where they are. The tools you need. Does a ton of great tutorial videos. So check out Scotty's Clock World over on YouTube, because I want to pay it forward to him because I learned a lot from him, and maybe we can help him somehow. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Good morning, YouTube. What do we have here? You see this? This is an Ogee clock. It's in rough shape, let's be honest, okay? It's got some separation down here. This door, I need to tighten up the door here. It's seen better days. Somebody's replaced this back panel. There should be like a maker. I think it might be a Seth Thomas. Let me see if I can see here who that is. I can't make that out right there. I'll have to get my glasses out and see who the maker is. But these clocks, if you want to get started working on clocks, these clocks are great. And the reason they're great is, A, they're cheap. They're not very expensive. You can buy them for nearly nothing or get them for nothing. And then you can, have a nice clock that works. These are usually a 30-hour wind, which means you got to wind it every day. I've got the hands. And here is the faceplate, or the dial, as some people want to call it. So the dial just goes right like this, and the little pin, there's one, but one of them is missing. So I can fashion some more pins to make it work. But here's the dial. And we're missing the ropes. Obviously there's one rope that goes up here, comes back down, the weight goes in the side. Now I have the weights. Let me grab one. Here's one of the weights right here. I have the rope to do it. And the other weight comes over here. It goes this way, it goes around a pulley. I can show you that. Because this side has this flywheel right here for the chime. This rope comes up, it goes the outside of this little pulley right here. It goes up, and then there's a pulley right here, goes around this pulley, and then hangs in the weight right here, in the pocket. And same thing with the other side. Now this clock is pretty much complete. Let me show you what we got here. We have, okay, this is one of the original hands. What else do I have in here? I have the weight. Here is the pendulum and the spring that will hang just like this. Here is the hour hand right here. And I've got a little miscellaneous stuff down there in the bottom we'll get to as we need it. So basically I need to do the rope, This is releases for the tone. So it's loose, it's free. If you check the pulleys, there's not a lot of play in them. Right here, you can see not a lot of movement, so we don't need to do any bushings or anything, it looks like. I'm just checking movement here. So that's pretty tight. This is pretty tight. So to remove this whole unit, this bottom part, all you got to do is redo this screw and this whole system comes right out. It's super easy to work on. Again, if you're looking for a starter clock, you're just getting started and working in clocks and want to play around with them, don't be afraid to start tinkering with these Ogees. They're super cheap. There's tons of parts on YouTube. You can find replacement glass for them. This one has a crack in it, but they're a really great place to start. They're not spring driven, they're weight driven. So you don't have to worry about springs and special tools for springs and so forth and so on. But let me get into this one. I'm gonna pull, I need to put rope on the for the pulley, so I'm gonna pull this out first. I'm gonna undo the screw, pull that out, and let's see where that gets us. Okay, there's that. Alright, so I'm missing one of the little hooks on the bottom. There's a hook. See this piece right here, this hook? I'm missing one on the other side. But let me look and see if it's in the bottom of the case, or I can fashion one. Alright, so I'm going to begin by feeding the rope through. And the rope I'm using is this. It's 38 millimeter by 38 meters by 1.18 millimeter, 125 feet. You can order it from Atwood Rope Manufacturing. They have different colors. A really nice tool for this is this. It's a tool used to set the when you take the gears and stuff out. And what I can do is I'm just going to feed this down through here, hook the rope on it, try to get the camera still. I don't know what length I need yet, so I'm not going to cut the rope. I'm just going to feed it through. Okay, this clock is a Seth Thomas. I looked. All right, now let me see which way I need to go. So it's going to wind this way. Alright, so I don't know if you can see this, but this has a big hole, and that's where the knot goes. And then if you turn it, there's a small hole there. So we're going to feed it through, put a knot, and the knot's going to be flush on the other side. Alright, so I'm just going to milk this a little bit, just so it doesn't unravel. Alright, that is pretty tight. that done. Okay, so I went and bought these, what are these, 1/16, 3/16, 1/16, 3/4 inch S hooks. And they look like this. I got them from the Home Depot, and I just bent them down a little bit. I'm gonna put the S hook, and then I'm gonna put this weight in there, so you can release the, if you want to release the weight, you can. You don't have to keep it on there. So let me get that done. Here's the weight. All right, so I've got the rope tied here. I'm going to close this off just so the rope cannot come off, at least not very easily. Okay, I'm going to put the weight on. Okay, so I put the weight. Let me, okay, there's one side. So there is the time side. The rope goes up here and comes back down. And then if you wind this, it'll bring that back up. And now let me do the other side, which is the strike side. Now remember, I've got this extra pulley in here. I'm going to go out around the pulley, up, around, and down, back down, and I'll hang the weight on the other side. Okay, so I ran the rope. You can see it kind of wants to run with pressure on this side. This is not stable yet, but if I pull on this rope that I just put in here, and I hit the bar here, it'll chime. It just chimed a second ago. Movement is not here solid. Okay, so it thinks it's 5 o'clock, so it does chime. I'm gonna go ahead and put the, I'm gonna mount the weight on the bottom here. Okay, so I unwound the rope around the spool all the way out. Here's the weight. I want to cut it right about here. I've got my S hook here. I'm going to bend it. I had a vise, but I'm at my office, so I don't have a vise with me. There's one side. If you can see that, there's one side. And this side I'm not going to bend quite as much, but I do want to close it a little bit. I just don't want that weight to be able to come off easily. That is pretty good. All right, now I'm going to put this back in here. All right, so now we're in there. We're not held very good. It needs a support on this side, which I'm going to have to fabricate. Let me grab a key and give it a line a little bit. We're probably at 2. I'm making a mess. 2, 3. Yes. Okay, so I'm winding this up here. Wind that up a little bit. This sucker's ready to roll. You can see this is moving. All right, so let me go ahead and set everything and see how it rolls. This is one good thing about the Ogees. Remember that I just set this weight. I can just go ahead and take the weight right off. But let me go ahead and set the pendulum. So this is the pendulum. It's got the spring on top. Alright, so I'm going to set the spring in here. I need to, this right here, I need to make room in there for the pendulum. So I got to bend that open a little bit. See if I can get a good picture. Instead of bending this, I'm just going to feed it up like that. Okay, this has a notch in the end, and it just fits right in between. Oops, there is a little groove here. Alright, that's in. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see. Okay, this just went right in the little groove there. This has a little notch on it that fits in there. It goes down. Let me hang the weight. Here's the weight. Alright, let me put the weight back on. Okay, now real quick, my rope is not on a pulley, it's off to the side, so I got to bring this rope up and put it on the pulley here real quick. Let me do that before I get much further. All right, so we're on here. Both weights are hung. And we're running. Let's see how we're running. I've got a lot of clocks going here, so I don't know if this is going to work, but let's see how it's looking here. %. Okay, so let's do some adjusting. And the way we do that is I'm going to just bend this a little bit. Okay, that seems worse. Worse. Okay, so I've got this kind of working. I'm still missing this bolt that holds this side down, this J-bolt. But you can see, okay, if you've never worked on an Ogee, this bar, if you touch this thing and push it up, it'll chime. But I've got the weights hung in the sides, and if you look, it runs pretty good. Now I can't test it because I don't have the bolt to hold this side of the movement down, but it's coming. It's on the way. I've ordered it, so I'm gonna have to wait on that. So I'm stalled, but it seems to be running pretty good here in the meantime. So once I get the J-bolt, I can test it, let it run for. I think this is a 18-hour clock. What else do I need to do? Okay, so there's that. Okay, so see this right here. Let me see if I can. This is one of the little nails that have been flattened out that holds the faceplate in place. Okay, so that little flat screw there holds this thing in place. Problem is I am missing I'm missing 3 of them, and I don't know if this faceplate is original because okay, so I centered up this wind hole right here. See that? That's centered. The hands is not quite centered, and this one is not centered. So if I move this over and center this one, it's hard to see and hold the camera. I don't know if this faceplate is the right faceplate or dial, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure people are like, oh, it's a dial, just stop calling it a faceplate. Whatever you want to call this thing. Not a great fit. If you look at the back of this, somebody's scabbed this out of God knows what. So what I may do is temporarily fit this one the best I can. Make some more pins like right here to hold this. And then temporarily put this face on and then order another one that'll fit better. Also, what I've decided is phase 2, once I get the internals done, this clock needs a little love on the exterior. This is loose, this veneer, it's kind of scratched up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a light sanding I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to give it a light sanding, and then I'm going to hit it with like a little stain or something, and then I'm going to refinish it. I'm going to hit it with the shellac again and see how this one does. But this Ogee's rough. I mean, the mechanics are there, but I just need a new faceplate. Good news about it, if you're working on one of these clocks, there is a ton of parts for these clocks on eBay. You can get a whole new. You can get the glass pieces. You can get the movement. You can get faceplates. You can get weights. You can get whatever you needed. I actually had to order these weights. These weights did not come with it. If you remember, I ordered these weights off Amazon, or not off Amazon, off eBay, and I'm gonna look for a faceplate for this Seth Thomas Ogee and see what I come up with. I wish this had the original back with the sticker, because I like the sticker, the original label that's there. This door is loose, so I need, I don't know if you can see the movement in this door. I need to tighten up these screws. So this is the top hinge. And then down here at the bottom hinge, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, these hinges are really loose. So I've got a little work to do on this one yet, but right now I'm waiting on the J-bolt to hold the movement square. I'm going to pull the weights out of it, and I might start on the case, tightening the door. I might start working on the case while I'm waiting for the J-bolt to hold the movement down, and I might go search for another dial or a faceplate. Other than that, the weights are in, the ropes are connected. There's that one. That's the chime. This is the chime side on the left. On the right is the time side. And you can see up here, ropes go around the pulleys. Ropes go around the pulleys. Remember, if you have trouble feeding it, I use my special tool I got from, I think I got it from Time Savers. So this thing, it makes feeding the ropes through very, very easily. Saves a ton of time. I highly recommend this tool. Okay, well, that's going to be part one of this one. Part two is I'll come back and I'll start refinishing the exterior. In the meantime, I'm going to be on a hunt for a faceplate. Hopefully that J-bolt will get here soon. And I may have to shelf this project and start on another one while we're waiting. I don't know.